This is the Microsoft Excel screen that you'll see when you open it. If your screen looks a little different than mine, it may be because you are using Excel 2007. I've actually got Excel 2010 open. I use both. 2010 is what I have on my work machine. So, but for our purposes here, even though you may see a little bit different design, everything's going to be exactly the same. So, no need to worry there. Now, if you're brand new to Excel, let me give you a quick orientation to how the spreadsheet works. What you'll see is a grid here with columns denoted by letters A, B, C, so column A, column B, column C, and rows by numbers. Okay, so row 1, row 2, row 3. Now, your cells, each one of these, has an address. Okay, so this cell is B, okay, 13, and you can see the cell address right up here. Another cell over here, you can see this one's E13, D18. You get the idea. Now, let's imagine for a moment that these values here are, you're running a weight management program, and it's a 12-week program, and you have 11 weeks worth of data, and you've asked your participants to write down the number of times they exercise per week. Okay, and at the end of the time, what you want to do is you want to add it all up. Well, this would be fairly simple to add up on a calculator, but for more complex things, you'd certainly not want to be punching in a whole bunch of numbers on the calculator. Let's say if you had 1,000 patients. What Excel does is it's a handy way, gives you a handy way to add up or to do put in mathematical formulas to make your life a lot easier. So first we have to tell Excel where do we want to put the sum. We want to add all these up. Well, I'll tell you what, let's put it right here at the bottom. So I'm going to put it in B13. Now, in order to tell Microsoft Excel that I'm about to put in a formula, I need to put in an equal sign. So there's my equal sign. All right, and now I tell it what cells I want it to add, what numbers I want to add. So rather than adding in 3 plus 4 plus, I'm going to tell it the address of the cells. So the first cell is B2, so I'll write in B2, hit the plus sign. Okay, the next one is B3, so write in B3. Okay, and so you see Excel's highlighted for me which cells are being added up, and I can keep typing these in just like I've done. Now, if you're like me, and hopefully you're a little more coordinated than I am, but I tend to mistype quite often. So for me, it's sometimes easier to point and click rather than try to type in B4, B5, B6, etc. So I'll show you what I'm going to do. I hit the plus sign still, okay, and just click, plus sign, and click, and you see how I'm just pointing and clicking, and the cells that I click on are added into the formula. And you'll notice some of the B's are capitalized, some of them are lowercase. That doesn't matter. Excel doesn't care. And so you see the formula both down here as well as up here, and this is always tells you what's in the cell that's active. When we get the formula entered, we hit enter, and boom, there is our total. Now, if I can't, I want to remind myself what that number actually is, I can write in sum. Okay, so I know that this is the sum. If I wanted to set it off, I could put a box around it. I could, bold it. I could make it red. Excel has a number of different things that you can do, and I encourage you to play and figure out what all it can do. But you see here how I have added a formula into Excel.